can I ask you to make sure, to all of you, and I'll repeat it, please say your name, so that when we cut in the videos we know exactly who's getting what video. Okay. Otherwise you might get somebody else.
Before you start the timer, I misunderstood like the invitation a bit, so I thought I would actually be required to bring slides. And also that you have to make a whole new 5 minutes that you've never done before. So this will be actually my first time that I'm doing this slide deck. So
it's fine.
Okay, so I'm curious how it's going to go. I have no idea what I'm doing time-wise. I totally disregarded the 1 slide per 2 minutes because I have 20 slides for 5 minutes. We'll see where we end, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so start?
There's only an intro song, but that's not here today.
Just introduce yourself.
Okay, so I'm Tom Colts. And what I find really important as a developer is having a lot of tools in my toolbox. The toolbox is the concepts and the frameworks that you've learned in the past and that you can bring to new projects. And I often get like the question, where did you learn these new frameworks? Where did you get this experience with these new kind of concepts? And I actually get a lot of junior developers asking me like, I kind of want to do like a hobby project to learn more, but I have no idea where I can start. I have no inspiration for a hobby project. So basically I do a lot of hobby projects. My wife really hates me for it. But she's learning to program now, so that will be fine in the future. So I actually have 3 concepts that I use to inspire myself to do hobby projects. Let me start with the easiest one. So this is, I think some people know this. This is the Large Hadron Collider, not quite sure in English. So what they do here basically is they take some particles and they smash them together at a really high speed, basically to destroy them. And by pulling them apart, they're trying to learn more about our universe. And actually, this is really a very sophisticated, expensive, and giant way to do reverse engineering. So when I got a bit bored and I was looking for a new hobby project, I was actually, it was the summer of 2016. Do you know what happened in the summer of 2016? Pokemon Go was released. So I still play Pokemon Go, but it was a time when the servers were unstable, and I kind of wanted to know, like, how did they build this software? How did they do this? And I actually found a really good blog and Reddit forum where they actually did reverse engineering on these things, and it actually showed me a lot. It showed me that they actually used protocol buffers. I was so used to using JSON to communicate between services, and they were using something called protocol buffers. What was this? It was really a nice experience to learn a new style of communication. Yeah, after a while, the reverse engineering didn't go so well anymore because they introduced something called certificate pinning, which is basically a more sophisticated way to secure your Android application. It's something that I learned while doing this hobby project. It's really interesting to see. And actually this project, because Pokemon Go was running so slow and was constantly imploding on itself because there were a lot of users, this project set me on the way to actually learn more about microservices and distributed computing. So it wasn't the project itself that gave me inspiration, but more like, how can I do it better than these guys? Which actually brings me to my second project, which may be a legal issue as I discussed with Steve before. I actually got this robot at some point. So it's a Lego robot, it's a Lego Boost. It actually has like 5 different models you can create, but of course I wanted the robot because that's way cooler. And you get an app with this. It's like a sort of Scratch style, you drag and drop blocks, and then you can see me horribly fail while I try to start it already. Well, I actually first have to drag a block, and then when you tap the block, it goes. So this is a tablet app. It's really easy, but as you can see, I'm horrible at it because I already ran over the little robot one. Yeah. Look how sad it is. So I actually wanted to use this robot to conquer the world. And of course, I can't do it with a tablet app. I have to use Java. So one of the other concepts that I use to teach myself things is to actually try to replicate things. There is this tablet app. Maybe I can try to call or control this robot from Java. And I actually succeeded into making a semi-violent robot, so here it goes. Driven by Java. Oop. It even has the frowns when it like shoots. Really cool. So what are the things that I learned from this? Well, it was the first time I actually did something with my Raspberry Pi that I got for my birthday 2 years ago, so that's a good thing. Apparently the Lego robot is just driven by Bluetooth from the tablet app, so I just looked online and found some way to send the correct Bluetooth commands to the correct device, and it worked. And of course, I got to build some Lego, which was like years ago for me. A third concept, so we've had the replication and the reverse engineering. I'm a big gamer. I still am. It's one of the reasons why I went into software development to develop games, which, since I have no artistic skills, didn't work out so well. But I wanted to make my own game, because I'm a bit more mature and I thought I could do it. But yeah, I was looking at like gaming engines like Unity and so on, and it seemed a bit too easy in some way. It was just like puzzling some things together and tada, you have a game. So I decided I'm really going to limit myself and see what I can learn from this. So instead of actually using an engine, I decided to write a physics engine myself. So only using basic Java and yeah, the Android. It was an Android app in the end. So what did I learn from this? There's actually a great session.
Actually, probably.
I'm just going to continue so I have an idea on how much time I have left. There's actually a great blog/website called The Nature of Code, where they explain through code how to actually implement physical things like gravity in code in a really easy, flexible way. So you just have forces, and those forces impact other forces. It was a really nice dip into physics, which for me was a couple of years in the past. And of course, I got to do some Android dev development. So these are 3 ways that I really try to inspire myself when I'm looking for a hobby project. One is to reverse engineer something, sometimes with questionable legality. To replicate something that exists, or just see, can I make a streaming audio website or something? Something that really challenges me. And of course, limiting yourself. Take something really easy, but put more constraints on yourself than you would normally do. And this is how I got a lot of new tools in my toolbox by doing all these things.